Welcome to the NGO Whisperer Show in partnership with Behenet. The NGO Whisperer Show is a show that celebrates men and women from all over the world who are making an impact in their communities. My name is Carolyne Opinde, and I am the founder of the NGO Whisperer, a consulting business that helps nonprofits raise funds so they can successfully impact people's lives. Today, we are joined in our show here by Nicholas Miaskowski. Nicholas is the founder of a nonprofit based in Chicago known as Golden Wings Helping Hands, and he works with homeless people across the United States of America. Nicholas, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
It is a pleasure to have you, Nicholas. As a young person in your 20s, you have achieved a lot. And not only are you an entrepreneur, but you are also a philanthropist, a founder of the Global Wing Helping Hands. Please tell us, how did this all begin?
Well, I'll tell you the exact story of how it started. So back in 2015, before this even became a whole entire nonprofit, what happened was my mom, she was scrolling on Facebook and found this blog of a lady doing care packages for homeless people. She called it like blessing bags or something. And what happened was my mom showed it to me. She was really excited about it. And I was really just blown away. I thought it was really cool what she was doing for homeless people. And I just thought, why can't we do that? Why can't we start like a new family tradition? And since Christmas is coming up, I decided that, okay, let's just jump right into the project and start doing care packages. So we ended up making 25 care packages for homeless people. And each of the care packages, they contain like necessities that they need on the streets. So typically it's like warm clothes, toiletry items, non-perishable foods, gift cards, and we've also included like a word of encouragement into the care package. And all of the care packages were like inside these little like Ziploc 10-ounce bags, and we would hand deliver all of them. And I remember just delivering the very first one. We were in downtown Chicago, and I remember we went over to like by this bridge, and there were like 4 homeless people, and they had like this little camp. So they were like sitting on chairs, fold-up chairs, and some food. You know, they were dressed up because it was like the middle of winter, and Chicago's winters are just ridiculous. But yeah, I remember we found the people, we parked our car, and I started, my stomach was just filled up with so much anxiety, and I was just like freaking out, like, will these people actually benefit from what we're about to give them? And as I was exiting this car, it was just building up inside of me, like all of these limiting beliefs, like, will they seriously need these things? Will they actually benefit from this? Will they just throw it away or what? And as we approached the people, built up even more, I got all the care packages from this little baggie that we had to transport everything. And I started handing them out to everybody at that camp. And as I was about to leave, there was one guy who just stood up from his chair, and he just stopped me. He's like, "What's your name, sir?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm Nick." And what he said next was something that really just started this whole entire revolution of doing the care packages. And he said, "Son, Saint Nick, you're like the angel that we need right now." And that really stuck with me ever since, the very beginning. And as a result, I thought, wow, we actually made a big difference here today, helping 25 people out. let's do it again next year. And so in 2016, the following year, 2017 or 2016, I keep on losing track of the years, but the following year for the holidays, we went above and beyond, and we did 300 of these care packages for the homeless. And it was all thanks to so many of our amazing supporters from the past, from our other businesses. And it's truly just a magical and beautiful feeling to be able to be in the position to help people out. And then in the summer of that year, so in the summer of 2017, that's when Golden Wing Helping Hands was born. It was created. And ever since starting our nonprofit, we have helped a total of 1,521 people.
Wow, what a story. So from starting out with 25 people to over 1,000 and going almost to 2,000. Please tell us, I know there's a story behind every story. And I know for you, in your case, there is a story behind this story. Please tell us, as a child growing up, what is it that made you become so vulnerable, that makes you easily relate with homeless people?
Right. So the reason why I even want to do any of this stuff is because as a kid, when I was 10 years old, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 brain cancer. And, those were really tough times for me. Those were like the darkest times I've had to experience in my life. And especially as a child, I mean, it was really hard. But as I was growing up, as a kid who fought cancer, I was a little physically different. Back then, I was on steroids after I finished my treatment, to reduce inflammation in my brain. So that meant I started gaining weight. I was originally like a skeleton after my treatment, and after treatment, they put me on steroids, reduced the inflammation, and so that I could start gaining weight. After, removing the whole entire brain cancer from me, I wasn't able to walk for pretty much all of my treatment and sometimes after it. And the story behind that is I was in a chair for a really long time. I got really tired of sitting around all day and just like looking out the window and seeing all the little kids play outside. I just got so upset that I couldn't join them. And one day I just decided to stand up and, I got a walker, to start helping me walk around and everything. And when I was on those steroids, I was with that walker too. And of course, I didn't have any hair. My head was, I was bald. There were scars all over my head, fresh scars. And I was starting a new school. Like I transferred from an old school where all the kids accepted me and understood what I was going through. And I was going to a completely new environment where people don't know me, people don't understand what I'm going through. And as a result, I was just harassed at school, as a kid with a walker, because I looked different. I was different from all the other kids. Nobody wanted to be my friend. I was pretty much all alone for about a year in school, and I had to eat lunch all by myself every day. So I had to find empty classrooms and that kind of stuff to eat lunch. And the reason why this is tied back to helping the homeless is I can resonate with them in some way, because typically what happens is when a homeless person is on the side of the street, he's asking for some money or a sandwich or even just to talk with somebody. Typically people look the complete opposite direction and don't even acknowledge the person's existence. And that's really how I felt when I was going through my treatment and when I was starting a new school. So this is why I just started helping the homeless people to restore dignity to, homeless people in general, but also to know that there are people who actually care about them and people who will talk to them and hear them out. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I also know that you are a recipient of MakeAWish Foundation. As a MakeAWish Foundation recipient, what hope did that give back to you that makes you want to give back hope to the rest of the people who are on the streets?
Right. So when I was, I think I was 11 or 12 before I started my second year at school, actually. My Make-A-Wish trip was I wanted to go to Japan. So me and my family, we flew down to Japan. It was a lovely time. I was currently facing a lot of depression in my life because I have on and off going depression after my treatment, and that really helped me because I started seeing the light that there are people out there. There's a huge source of people out there who are willing to help people like me back in that position. And being able to experience that at a young age really it just gave me that whole entire mindset to believe in that, you have to have that balance to help other people. And as a young entrepreneur, we have a couple of businesses, family owned, and it's just that important factor, to not only make money, but also be able to give it and help other people out because, everyone has a story and everyone needs some support.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Most recently, I also know that you did something amazing to give a family of a veteran something that gave them hope, not just for today, but for the rest of their lives. Can you please share with us, what is it that you did to this amazing family?
That's right. So we have one of our businesses that we have as a family is our mobile home investing business. And what we do is we buy mobile homes in mobile home communities, and then we restore the homes. We fix everything in the homes to make them livable. And what we do is we typically either flip them for cash or we sell them with seller financing to people who can't get regular bank loans. And in this case, what happened was we were introduced to a disabled veteran in one of the parks that we work in. And what happened was he told us he told us his story, and his story was he was in the Air Force, I believe, and he eventually had after war and everything, he had a lot of stress going on in his life. He had an open heart surgery. He has a 15-year-old daughter who was pregnant at that time with a child that they were expecting within a couple of months. And he was also currently living in a mobile home where the pipes underneath the home were actually just burst. So he wasn't using any water at all for 2 years. And as a result, he had to travel to his son's house, to take showers, that kind of stuff. And he also had a bunch of back taxes owed on that mobile home he was living in.
So these back taxes, just explain to people so they understand what the back taxes are on the house and why this family was on the verge of losing their home and becoming homeless.
Right. So he couldn't really own the home itself because there were so many back taxes owed on it. And it was all because of his ex-mother-in-law who passed it down to him. So he doesn't even own the home and he's living in there. And it was in such bad condition, that home, that, eventually they'd have to leave there. And hearing his story, it really got us thinking that, hey, I mean, we get all of these homes. Why can't we restore a home for him? And why can't we donate it to him? And we met with the guy and the disabled veteran. His name is Mike. We met with Mike one day, and he told us his whole story. And before telling him that we're going to donate a home to him, he told us how he went to church that morning, before he met us. And, he was praying that, oh my goodness, what am I going to do in this situation? I really need a miracle right now. And a couple hours later, he meets the Miaskowski family, and he gets the most amazing news that we're going to donate this mobile home to him.
And there was Saint Nicholas giving him a home.
Yeah, Saint Nicholas was there.
Yeah, we always make jokes and call you Saint Nicholas, but indeed you are Saint Nicholas.
Thank you. And thanks to a lot of our supporters, we were able to combine our mobile home business along with the charity aspect of Golden Wing Helping Hands and combine them together to raise funds to restore the home for him. And also we were able to purchase a lot of products and furniture for the home itself. So we were able to purchase him like a bed for Mike, and we were also able to purchase like a baby crib for his upcoming granddaughter. And I got news actually just the other week. We met with Mike, and they have a beautiful baby. He has a beautiful baby granddaughter.
Wonderful.
So I'm very happy for that. So I'm just really just so thankful and blessed that we're in this position where we could change someone's life like that.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Saint Nicholas. You're doing amazing things. And that's not all. I know the story, if we are to tell it all, we would be sitting in the studio until the cows come home. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate the amazing work that you are doing, using your previous difficult experiences in life and the hope that you received from people who worked with you, people who showed love and worked with you to be who you are today, and just to let people know you are cancer free, right?
Yes, I am. I'm a 11-year survivor now.
11 years surviving stage 4 brain cancer, and now he's giving back to homeless people and walking the streets of Chicago and Los Angeles, California, and many other states in the United States of America, bringing hope and restoring dignity to people who are on the streets. And not only that, but taking a step further and even renovating a mobile home for a veteran who was on the verge of losing his home and becoming homeless. Saint Nicholas, it's a pleasure to have you on this show. Thank you so much. We couldn't have had a better guest than you today.
Thank you so much, Caroline. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to hear more stories like the one St. Nicholas Miaskowski has, please go onto our website at Behenet. You can also go to the NGO Whisperer, and there you will learn about many men and women around the world who are impacting lives. Remember to watch all our shows on YouTube and many other channels, because together we are connecting people, raising funds, and impacting lives. Thank you.